Today on r/OffMyChest, a parent on the edge, a hero who feels broken, and a student celebrating alone. Let's hear the first one.
I hate my life. I hate my kid. I resent my family. I resent my in-laws. I resent my wife. I hate myself. I never wanted kids, but was never strongly against having one. I got married. My wife knew how I felt about kids. When we were engaged, my answer was, maybe one, definitely not more. As my friends started having kids, I leaned heavily against it. Some parents had good kids, some had bad ones. Even the easy kids looked like too much work. Then my wife's sister passed away. Suddenly, family became super important to my wife. I get that. At that point, my answer to kids was still no, but my wife kept asking and asking. Eventually, I was convinced. The deal was her parents would sell their ranch and come live on our street. I was convinced. I was so dumb. I was told not to worry about the realities of having a kid and losing my life because Grandma and Grandpa would be nearby and help with everything. Since my wife's sister was gone, my wife was their only hope for grandkids. My wife and her parents worked me over so well. They made good points. Her parents were in their 50s and in good health. They said they'd be there beyond the baby phase and would have enough energy to keep up with the kid. I was shown enough Disney movies and Kodak moments, promised that I just had to be a good dad and provider, a 1950s dad, if you will, where the mom unfairly does all the hard stuff, all the good and no bad. Cool, fine by me. Well, here we are, 11 years later. My kid has ODD, which is basically alphabet soup for being defiant and difficult. Nothing else is wrong. The diagnosis literally says they are vindictive and cruel, seeking conflict not because of communication or sensory issues, but just because. Guess what? Grandma and Grandpa say the kid is too much. They haven't helped more than a day a month in almost 7 years. And here I am, sitting in my car, at the park, at dark, on Reddit, tethered to my phone. I came home from work to find my son spitting on the neighbor's doorknob. His reason? To get the neighbors sick. Why? Because his Amazon package got delivered to their house that morning, and they waited until evening to bring it over. When I told him not to do that, he went into the attic and peed all over the one banker's box of memorabilia I had from my parents, who both passed away before I was 20. I left the house, and now I'm sitting here, not sure if I'm coming back. I don't want advice. This isn't lack of discipline or bad parenting. I've read every book. I've worked 6 days a week for a decade to pay for tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars in therapy, behaviorists, counseling, and classes, you name it. At the end of the day, it's my fault. I was spineless. I knew I didn't want kids. I was convinced because I was a jellyfish. And here I am, 45 years old, crying in my car at the park. My advice to other men and women out there, only have a kid if you 1000% want them. Don't listen when others say they'll help. They'll help if you have a happy, easygoing kid, not if you ended up with a difficult one.
I don't think this person hates their child. I think they're grieving the life they lost, and the version of themselves that went with it. When you give everything to a situation you never wanted, it breaks you in ways no one prepares you for. What really gets me is how the people who promised support vanished the moment things stopped looking picture perfect. That kind of abandonment leaves scars deeper than anyone admits. You can feel the guilt tangled with the exhaustion. It's not anger, it's despair. And I think a lot of parents secretly understand this, even if they'll never say it out loud. Sometimes, love isn't enough to fix everything, but honesty can be the first step toward healing. What do you think? Is it possible to love someone completely and still feel trapped by them? The next story carries a different kind of pain. Someone who saved a child's life, but walked away feeling completely shattered.
I saved a life today. Now I feel broken. My 2-year-old nephew almost choked to death today. I heard his mom screaming for help. I rushed over. She kept shouting that he was choking. I didn't know what to do. I looked in his mouth, but couldn't see anything. Then I picked him up, inverted him, and tried a J thrust. Only blood came out of his mouth. As a last effort, I pushed my finger down his throat. He struggled and bit my knuckle hard, but I managed to dislodge the bottle cap and pull it out. We rushed to the hospital. He had a cut in his throat from the bottle cap, maybe worse from when I pulled it out, but he's fine now. The doctor said the cuts weren't serious and that he'll be okay. I was shaken by what happened, but I'm even more shaken by what came after. His parents looked at me like I'd seen something I shouldn't have. They consoled each other for an hour, and then everything just went back to normal. I feel sick. Is something wrong with me? Didn't I save his life? All I got were dirty looks at the hospital. I don't understand what I'm feeling. All I know is I'm lying in bed looking at the cut on my knuckle, the only real proof that this happened. It all feels so surreal. I don't even know what I want from this post. Maybe I just needed to say something to someone. I just don't know.
There's something haunting about this one. You do something heroic, something life-saving, and instead of gratitude, you're met with silence and confusion. It's the kind of moment that leaves your body trembling long after it's over, because the fear doesn't just disappear when the danger ends. I think what he's feeling is shock, not just emotionally, but physically. The body crashes after something like that. The mind keeps replaying it, trying to make sense of it. And the parents? I don't think they were ungrateful. I think they were terrified, staring at the person who reminded them how close they came to losing everything. I honestly hope the parents calm down and one day reach out to thank him. Sometimes it just takes time to process that kind of fear. They probably didn't know what to say or do in the moment. And I hope he finds peace knowing he truly did everything right. A lot of commenters said the same thing, that his quick reaction probably saved that little boy's life. Sometimes being a hero doesn't feel like it. It feels lonely, quiet, and hard to process. But that doesn't make it any less extraordinary. Have you ever done something good that still left you shaken afterward? Our last story is softer. Someone who didn't need to save anyone, just needed to finally celebrate themselves.
No one in my family really cares, so I'll celebrate here. I got a 4.0 GPA. I worked all semester for it. I had a semester-long HTML project and pushed myself until I got a 98 overall. I got praised for my work looking amazing and my ability to present. I even got offered a chance to tutor students taking first-level accounting because I nailed that class too. The classes I thought I'd struggle in are actually the ones where I did best, which really surprised me. I could almost cry seeing that 4.0. It's like seeing the sun after a long storm. I'm still walking on air. All the hard work finally amounted to something.
You can feel the ache behind this one, that quiet sadness of doing something amazing and realizing no one around you seems to notice. I wish someone close to OP had said what I'm about to say. You did incredible. That 4.0 GPA isn't luck. It's late nights, exhaustion, doubt, and the strength to keep going when no one was cheering. I know it hurts to celebrate alone, but please don't let that take away from what you've achieved. You didn't just earn grades. You proved your focus, your discipline, and your resilience. That's something most people never master. You've already shown what you're capable of, and that kind of determination will carry you far. You deserve pride, peace, and rest after everything you've done. Congratulations. You've earned every bit of it. If you've ever had to celebrate something alone, tell me in the comments. Let's celebrate together. That's all for today's r/OffMyChest. Sometimes people just need a space to finally breathe. If that story hit you in the feels, give it a thumbs up. Drop your thoughts in the comments. You never know who might need to hear your words. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do it now. Hit that button, ring the bell, and I'll see you in the next one, where someone else finds the courage to speak up. Bye.